we got cut a little short there, but you know, my brother-in-law came to pick up his kids with my sister, obviously. And so, you know, I was talking to him for a little bit, so that's why that was the abrupt ending. So we'll continue art, and you know, this will just be a new episode. So yeah, I hope you're having a great day. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but you know, can't be helped. Alright. Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. You did cry. I was so touched by Brassius' story that I simply could not contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Mrs. Time after class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? As the name would imply, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can field after field of olive trees for the hill on the way to Quartando. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites, Fury Falls and Caceria Falls. Then there's the peaks of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glacideo Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff? No need to grasp at straws. Reach. I've never seen it, never been there. Looked like a Pokemon's hand grabbing something. Oh, grasp, because it's a hand grasping, I guess. I mean, I've been to Levincia once, so I haven't really been there back, I think, ever since. I might have been there a couple times, actually, but I've only been there long enough once. How often do we visit some tourist spots only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. Yeah. But it's important to see them with your own eyes, which is true, and sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Thank you for your attention. I know, thank you for your attention, sir. Wink, wink. I'm joking. The last art class, please. I don't know. Like, I like art. Like, I love art. Don't get me wrong. It was my favorite elective class I could take. But I just don't... I don't know. I don't vibe with Mr. Hassel. Like, he's a cool guy and everything, but I just don't care for him as much as some of the other teachers. Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. My, how time flies, as they say. And indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Well, our last normal class, anyway. Now, our topic for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art. But there is absolutely no set definition as what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today. Ribbons and marks. No, fashion's art. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort and has a noteworthy experience, and recognition of its feat and accomplishment can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friend ribbon. Incidentally, there is a certain person in Cascarafa who can give your Pokemon a Best Friend ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what special things you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? You can change your title, you can show them off, you can exchange ribbons. Oh, you can change your title, right? Yeah. That took me a second to think of. Can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying the title of your choosing. For example, you could send out a Gibble with the best friend ribbon by declaring, "Go, Gibble the great friend." And while I know I just said the marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. There are marks such as Ground or Gourmand mark, Item Finder mark, and Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you pass on your first try. Please and thank you. I do not want to see your faces again after you leave my room on the finals. That's, I don't know, that's just the air I get from that little thing right there, you know? Yeah, I think we're going to do battle class now. I don't know, that's just how much I like Salvatore. We'll do history last because it's just the most interesting one to me. This Dendra, I mean, okay, yeah, it's weird for me to think, because they confirmed Dendra's age in this game. She's 26. She says it. And what bothers me is that I'm 26. I am the same age as Dendra. That bothers me. But at the same time, I mean, what's up, girl? Another day, another round of battle study. Oh, so let's get right into it. To be fair, dude, she would kick my ass, and I wouldn't stand a chance in a relationship with her, man. She would run me around in circles, and I would just die of exhaustion. You all gave everything you had on the midterm exams. Well done. We'll resume our regular classes today, so keep up that energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? As much as I should. If you do, your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's super useful tactic. I mean, technically, yeah, because I have bases, I gotta do it. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items for you. Oh, that's right. I always forget that I can do that too. If there's a wild Pokemon near where you sent your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. Unless it's shiny, then it won't battle. We call those battles auto battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. If your Pokemon wins, it'll get experience points just like it would in a regular battle. Except isn't it like halved or something like that? It's not like full experience. No, it's only that one Pokemon gets the experience. I think that's it. If you make good use of these battles, they can be a really efficient way to train your party. I guess that's true. But you'll want to remember that Pokemon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from an auto battle. Also, if Pokemon loses an auto battle, it'll come back with just a small amount of HP left. Make sure to heal it up right away. Whoops, I just about did the whole class as one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? Can I stop an auto battle? There's no stopping an auto battle once it starts. You'll have to wait and see how it plays out. You can call your Pokemon off before the battle starts, though if you press the ZR button while your Pokemon is still on its way to the opponent. So I can. You just told me I couldn't and then told me how I could. They're out there battling for us, they're trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible. If it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Mixed signals, man. Also, this goes without saying, but the low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? Don't be a slave driver. In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and their Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. Aw, man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we've run out of time as usual. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. I don't know, I just like to think that she speaks super fast. And like in her in conclusion thing, like I think she speaks fast normally. But in her in conclusion, I just imagine she goes hyper speed. Yep, this is how we go. This is how it does. This is how we're going to do it. Press R-Tech Hyper Beam, baby. Battle studies, baby. Again, yes. Give me Dendra. not like that. My character's a minor. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to do that to Dendra's reputation. He will admire from afar, like a good minor. Another day, another round of battle study. Osu, let's get right to it. I hope you gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. I literally didn't even step away from the desk. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs and TM machines. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? Kinda. I think I used it once or twice. I sure hope so, because it's pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anybody remember what it is? It's LP. Looks like you're already a TM Machine Pro, new kid. Yeah, I haven't made one. The correct answer is League Points, or LP for short. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TMs, but that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that. Got it? Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials. And if you want to get hold of lots of materials, you'll have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we're never going to have the time. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. I love that. I love that. It was different. But I guess we're never going to have the time. That is amazing. I love that change of dialogue there. Because it's almost like their dialogue is like consistently the same at the beginning and the end. But I love how hers was a little different there. I don't know, it just seems sassy too. But I guess we're never gonna have the time. Because last time she was like, but we ran out of time as usual. I don't know, that was funny to me. It really was. Alright, what is our final lesson? We did auto battles and now we did TM machines. Osu, this is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. I want to see her rap against Rhyme. That'd be amazing. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be super strong battlers. I don't know that I have much left to teach you, but we can always aim for even greater heights. So today, I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. Oh no. When two trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other, and if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon levels. Now, the no restrictions rule set lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiple of the same held item too. But if you choose to use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set at level 50 for your battles regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon. They'll get a power boost to participate. Normal rules lets you use multiple of the same Pokemon species and of the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rule set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The Flat Rule set is the same as the one often used for official tournaments. This rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiple of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? And keep its level low? No, none. Because normal rules, you just said it brings it up. Right. Dude, my brain's blanking. What did I even read? If you want to use a lower level, it's got to be the other one, because Flat, you didn't mention anything. Oh, that's right. She didn't mention anything for flat. Wouldn't have the answer been no restriction though? Because I thought flat rules did the same thing as normal rules. It brought everybody up to 50. It brought everything to 50. Not that if you had a level 5, it was level 5. But if you had a level 70, it was brought down to 50. I don't know. That was stupid. In conclusion, normal rules adjust all Pokemon to level 50. Flat rules let you use lower level Pokemon at their actual level. Then why didn't you freaking say that in your lesson? Because you didn't mention anything about that in your actual lesson. You just said it brought people over 50 down to 50. Man, but I guess we truly are out of time. Man, you're like most math teachers I ever had, where they explain something to you, but they leave out half the tricks and information. They're just like, here's the bare bones basic version of how to do this equation, but I'm not going to tell you everything. I don't know, that just pisses me off. It's like, if you're there to teach me everything. Don't teach me the dumb version and then give me a homework assignment and only 2 of my 16 questions are that dumb version. I hated that. That's why I sucked at math. And then I never went up for questions because anxiety, social anxiety. How did you like the midterm exam? You all did really great. We're halfway there, and now time for another lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oh, I should have said très bien response. Great answer. Merci, my friends. I knew I could count on you, stars. Leading up to the midterm, we learned all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, though, I'll be throwing a curveball, for we begin listening comprehension. Vasi, go for it. My assistant, Pikachu. Man, I struggled with that, dude. As you just heard, Pokemon can also use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning too, just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of food, or whether there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon cries may sound different, depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure y'all curious. So aujourd'hui, today, that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. Je t'aime prêt. Je t'aime prêt. If you would be so kind, Pikachu. Piga. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? I don't know. It said Piga. Piga. Anger? Marvelou. Ah, correct. I guess we should call you the professor. When Pikachu says Piga, it's using an angry voice. That's right. I had my little Pikachu friend here pretend to be angry for us. Don't you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Great actor. Give him his flowers. The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon. You might gain a deeper understanding of them. That having been said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while washing them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu just demonstrated. Well, adios, matinee, à la prochaine. See you later, everyone. Prochaine? À la prochaine? Is that how you say that? I don't know, man. I took a quarter of French in 8th grade. Let me repeat that. A quarter. Not even a semester. A quarter. Electives in junior high were split into 4. You took a quarter art, a quarter music, a quarter health, and a quarter foreign language. Which in 7th grade it was Spanish, and in 8th grade it was French. It's just how it was, you know? Apparently you got to pick electives like a couple years after I left. Who would have thunk that electives would get better in the junior high? Because I think they actually started working like actual high school, where you just got to pick your elective and you had to have that for the semester or the year. My dear friends, how are all of you today? I hope you are doing marvelously well. It's time for another of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? I gotta do it. Oui. I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Aujourd'hui, today, we will once again be focusing on listening. Vas-y, go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Aujourd'hui, Hawaii, Hui. Dude, I don't know. That sounds like too much like we, but it's Hui. Today, that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. J'attends prie. If you would be so kind, Pikachu. Pika. It sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? His voice seems a little lower pitched too. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Are you trying to confuse me? I don't know. I want to say surprised just because that seems funner. But he's leaning me towards sadness. But I just want to say surprise. Cry as if it was crying. Haha, funny joke, right? No. I mean, clearly he didn't do a good job. I couldn't understand what he was trying to convey there, man. Maybe he doesn't deserve his flowers. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all of one of my wise words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokemon making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that, though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, that goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Our prochain course, next lesson, will be our final lesson together. I hope you're ready for a climatic finale. Adios, matinee. That Pikachu threw me for a loop, bro. Kinda made me sad. Yeah, I'd like to no. In case you're curious what happened, I was itching my shoulder. And obviously my like palm moved down on the joystick. I can only imagine how wrong I'll get this Pikachu cry this time. Maybe it will be happiness. Maybe it'll be surprise. My dear friends, how are you all today? How are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? What a response! Fantastique! Great answer. That is perfect for our last class together. I love it. And aujourd'hui, today, we will once again be having a listening lesson. I hate your listening lessons. Vas-y, go for it, my assistant Pikachu. Tell everybody how you're feeling right now. Sli te pleat. Cha. That one's contagious. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey right now? You said contagious. That gave it away. Otherwise, I would have not have thought happiness. Break out in a happy dance, but I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no, I simply asked it to show you all how it felt about getting to have class with you all. I mean, it gets claps, man. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one last wise word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. But à la fin, in the end, that is, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So God's les soirées, keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. I knew his final words of advice would not disappoint me. Find someone to rely on, be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Our prochain course, next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we have learned in all our lessons so far. Adios, matinee. I didn't like his language lessons. Like, I liked the lessons before this. They were fun. They were interesting. I don't know. Like, the audio one, I just don't care for it. Ms. Rayfort. Yeah, give me Ms. Rayfort, baby. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. I always tend to get hers wrong. I don't even know why I like history. Oh no, that's why, because I just don't know the history of this damn land. So I always got it wrong. Ooh, yeah, my best bud's on the wall, dude. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now part of history. I don't understand why she has a cowboy aesthetic. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented for us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of this treasure from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follow: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasure for himself. Aha. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Odd. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Wooden planks for writing on. Handheld electronic devices? Medicine that you chew? Oh, come on, dude. Oh, come on. Set of tablets. It could be any of these. It's Pokemon. I was in Legends of Arceus with a freaking phone, dude. Sure, nobody else had one, but I had one. What if this person you're talking about, this merchant, was my character from Legends of Arceus? I want to say medicine. Just because it's like the real treasure, right? But it could be planks for writing on. I don't know. The fact that it says planks for writing on makes me think it's not as valuable because they don't have anything written on it. It's implied that there's nothing written on it because it's for writing on. Medicine? Yes. More so than a freaking empty plank. You can get wooden tablets anywhere. You just go to a tree. Like, if these wooden tablets had precious writing on them already, then maybe. But you implied that there wasn't writing on them already and that they were blank. Then don't make it sound like they're blank. It said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. How funny. I wasn't done with the story, but whatever. We'll continue to see how the story ends. You know, you can check out outside of the class. There's no way I can check outside the class. It's not like I can go find these wooden planks, huh? That apparently have writing on them. Why did you imply they didn't have writing on them? That's the only reason why I didn't go with the... And of course, medicine is treasure. Why would you think medicine's not worthy of being treasure? Yeah, he gets sick and he's like, oh, thank God I got this medicinal tablet. I'm not dying today. Like, yeah, that's priceless. Survival. Today we'll continue to unravel the marvels. I trust that you all remember a lesson before. The midterm is concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior Area Zero. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of that team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest, skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, and talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and a brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition of Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Apparently I made eye contact. What was the name of the team that first made it to deepest... You said expedition. I'm touch and go, I guess, because I got last week's wrong. Yeah, which I said. To record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in the bookstore and the likes even today. Isn't it? It's also in the library, isn't it? The record is now known as the Scarlet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical description and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Scarlet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy of one of the bookshelves on the ground floor in the entrance hall. Yeah, and I read it. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Oh, is it that time already? I must have got swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Oh, that's funny. My last name is Enigma. Well, my pseudonym's last name. And avatar of many kinds. Final class. We're finally here at the final class. The final normal class before the finals. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Thank you, I guess. I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting this class session to be 3 episodes long. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today is our last class, so we'd like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. In our last class, I taught you about Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Yeah. Also 200 years ago is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably toward the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead, to start from the present and study history in reverse? Sure. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us toward the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. Pretend the Terra Orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's depths, others continued to explore the area, and around 140 years ago, so 60 years, after that expedition, Pokemon cloaked in mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, they were in fact terrestrialized Pokemon. However, when those who discovered these Pokemon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Ah, perfect timing. Answer me this. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? Was it Sada? Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. She discovered the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led to the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Wow, she really doesn't like talking about alive people, huh? She only wants to talk about their deeds once they're dead. That's great. Love my teacher. Alright, and that's going to be it for this episode. We are now finished all the classes in this three-part episode. We're now two-thirds of the way in. The next episode we'll do all the midterms, and I guess go to the elevator and see if there's anybody else to talk around the school. So yeah, remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be, and ta-ta for now.